What? Hello? In your life, don't ever tell me such a thing again. Do you understand? Do you understand? I'm not your mate. Please. Please. Can you just imagine? But come to think of it, that was just me acting, nothing happened. Okay guys, what's up? Well done. My name is Honorable Goodluck. Welcome to my channel once again, and I'm here to talk about something very spectacular. There's something we all have been wanting to hear about, something we all have been wanting to witness, to listen to. So I'm going to be analyzing that today. We're going to be talking about something very different. But before we go there, let's delve a bit, let's do small mago. So today I want us to be talking about the 7 wonders of the earth. 7 wonders of the earth. And we have, if I should ask you, what are the 7 wonders of the earth? Someone will tell me. I know the most significant 7 wonders of the earth. Most people do remember is the Great Wall of China, right? And I'm going to tell you something today. The 7 wonders of the earth was divided into 2. At first, we had the ancient 7 wonders of the earth, and now we have the modern day wonders of the earth, which is also 7 in number. And I'm sure a lot of you will be asking, why is it 7? Why not 10? Why not 5? Why not 20? But let me say something very spectacular, something very germane and sacrosanct in the word of my lecturer. So you will say 7 is a symbol of perfection, right? In case you don't know that, know that today. 7 is a symbol of perfection. That is why we have Sunday to Saturday. And if you count it, it's always 7. Whatever you are doing, it's always 7 in number. It's always 7. So once that's good to that amount of 7, if you exactly, this is a number of perfection. That's why if you look at children born on the month of July, they always call them children of perfection. Like, look at most of them. They're always perfectionists. They always want everything to be perfect. That's why we always regard to anything that is 7 number as perfect. Do you understand? If you try a business the first time, you try that same business the second time, you try that same business the third time. I know you would have made mistake the first time, second time, third time, first time. And I'm sure as you're making mistake, you're learning more. But see, by the time you get to the 7th, by the time you do it again the 7th time, I'm 100% sure you will be far better than the first 6. That's why they call 7 a symbol of perfection. Do you understand? Now let us now delve straight into what the 7 wonders of the world are. Okay, I'm going to take it word for word. 7 wonders of the world. So 7, let us just say 7 means perfect, right? But let's put that with perfect. Then wonders, what does wonder mean? Wonder can be said to be something very amazing. Now when you see this thing, you'll be wow, you'll be thrilled. Right with me? So that's what wonder is. Something amazing, something impressive, something mysterious. The world does not mean earth. The world means the universe generally. Combination of everything, including the planet, the world we are in today. So now let us now join everything together, the 7 wonders of the earth, or the 7 wonders of the world. It means the perfect things that we see, that are mysterious, that we see, that are awesome, that we see, that are very impressive. Do you understand? That's 7 wonders of the earth, of the world. I'm not going to talk about the ancient one. I'll talk about the new 7 wonders of the world, which was propounded in the year 2007. So the first thing we're going to be talking about is the Great Wall of China. That's the first 7 wonder of the world, the Great Wall of China. Let me read what's on my phone here. It says, it shows the power of human collaboration since millions of workers contributed to building it over the centuries. That's the number 1. Then number 2, we'll be talking about the Petra. That's Petra is in Jordan. You understand? It's in Jordan. So now, what does it represent? It represents adaptation and survival as the Nabastem turned desert into a thriving city. Desert, they turned desert into a very beautiful city. That's second one. That's the second one. And you have Christ the Redeemer. I know we all know what Christ the Redeemer is, and we all know where it is. It's located in Brazil, right? Good. Now, it stands as a symbol of peace, unity, and faith. Do you understand? But now let's go to the fourth one. The fourth one is Machu Picchu. Machu Picchu, and it's located in Peru. Now, why is it important? Now, why is it part of the seven wonders of the world? Let me notice here. It says it represents the spiritual connection between humans and nature in Inca culture. I think that Inca culture is in Peru. Yes, so it represents it signifies the relationship between the world of the spirit and Inca culture. Okay, so that's number 4. Now let's go to number 5. We have the Chichen Itza, which is in Mexico. The Chichen Itza, which is in Mexico, and it's symbol of the mathematical and astronomical genius of the Maya civilization. Number 6, we have the Roman Colosseum, and now when I say Roman Colosseum, a lot of us will picture Rome, right? And Rome is located where? In Italy. So the Roman Colosseum. So it's a reminder of both the grandeur and brutality of the Roman Empire. How many of us can remember the story? Well, I'm not going to talk about that one today. I'm talking about that in my next video. Stay tuned, guys. Okay, so the last one is Taj Mahal. Taj Mahal. How many of us know what Taj Mahal is? Taj Mahal. Guys, it's in India. Taj Mahal is in India. Okay, it's a universal symbol of eternal love and beauty. So these are the 7 wonders of the world, the modern 7 wonders of the world. We're talking about the ancient 7 wonders of the world. That's when we're talking about the Great Pyramid in Egypt, the wherever in Turkey, and so on, and in Middle East Asia. But this time around, I want us to pick something very significant. Let's talk about the first wonder out of the 7 I listed, which is the Great Wall of China. Like I said earlier, I don't want to talk about the 7 wonders. I'm just using 7 wonders to introduce something to you. Stay tuned. So now, they have the Great Wall of China, and they said workers collectively join hands together to do what? To build this over the century. They said workers have joined hands collectively to build this over centuries. Over centuries. It's no matter of 10 years, it's no matter of 20 years, it's no matter of 100 years. They've been doing it for a very, 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 very long time. So now we're talking about century, we're talking about something like about 100 years ago. 100 years ago. China has something very impressive, which can be categorized, which can be grouped. Part of the 7 wonders of the world, right? Good. Now, what if I said it started in Africa? Not South Africa. What if I said it started in West Africa? What if I said it started in Nigeria? And what if I said it started in the southern parts of Nigeria? I know you're surprised, right? Now let me tell you about the falling Benin Empire. Let's travel down to Benin, Edo State. Boom! Finally we are now in Benin. Can you see the atmosphere? Very beautiful. Benin is actually a very nice place. I love Benin so much. I think I went to Benin in 2015. No, sorry, 2017. I went for a competition, and at the end of the day, we didn't even take place. That's by the way. So, Benin is actually a very cool place. It's very friendly. And when I went to Benin, I was like, okay, this is a strange land. They might not be speaking Igbo. But my greatest surprise, I saw a lot of Igbo people in Benin. And I was like, okay, we have more of Igbo people here. But I don't think they'll be speaking Yoruba. To my greatest surprise, I saw thousands of Yoruba people. In fact, they were speaking Yoruba as if that's their normal language. And I was like, okay. So Igbo and Yorubas are much in Benin. And before I could say Jesus is Lord, I heard there is a community in Benin that they speak Hausa language. And I was like, are you serious? And I was even like, that community, their religion is Muslim. I'm like, wow. So we also have Muslim in Benin, okay. We also have Hausa in Benin, okay. And I'm like, fine. Then definitely the indigenous of Benin will not be much. If I could say Jack Robinson, I saw a lot of Benin boys, and I'm like, wow, Benin is a great place to live in. It's a wonderful state. Let me just use the word, it's a sweet community. I love Benin so much. It's actually a good place to live in, and it's actually wonderful, very sweet place. So, talking about the Great Wall, China, it actually started in Benin first. Now, it started during the 12th, 13th century. That was when the Great Wall started in Benin. I know you're actually confused right now. Let me make it simple. The Benin Empire, which is currently known as Edo State today, is actually an organized empire, which is ruled and governed by the Obas. That's it. Okay. It is ruled and governed by the Oba. Oba Atope is the Oba that was ruling Benin then, when this construction began. His name is Oba Ogola. He ruled in the 13th century. So that was when this construction of the Benin Great Wall began. So the next Oba was Oba Owen. So come to think of it, these two kings, although Benin has a lot of Obas, so it was during the period of these two Obas, Oba Ogola and Oba Owen, that this Benin Great Wall started, and they built it during this period. And trust me, why did you think the Benin Empire decided to build something like that? Number one, because of protection. Number two, to stay safe from intruders. Are you with me? Number three, it's actually a means of marking territory. Like, it was a means of marking territory. So that one was very big to the extent that, okay, anywhere you are, when you see that big boy, you know, this place belongs to the Benin Empire. So because of communities that would arrive, understand, there are communities that would want to issues of land tozu, you understand, land tozu, land issue, and all. So that are the reasons why that wall was built. It's also seen as a sacred symbol. It's also a sacred symbol. That wall is not just ordinary wall. They see it as something sacred. There was no mechanized building tools then. No. What did they use? They used earth dung. When I mean earth dung, I mean mud. That's what they used. And they used wood from the bush, then they used iron, bronze. But if I didn't say this earlier, Benin is actually rich, very rich in bronze. So these were the three things that they used in building Great Wall in Benin. And they built it for centuries. They built it for centuries. That's to tell you that the people of Benin are very, very hardworking. Very, very hardworking. I'm not saying other tribes are not hardworking, but trust me, people of Benin are very, very hardworking. So that was what happened, and they built the wall. So during that colonial era period, the colonial masters then, these colonial masters, they came for their own selfish interests. And I'm sorry to say that, they came for their selfish interests. And what are selfish interests? To make profits. That's all. So when these people, the colonial masters, they've mounted Lagos, they've mounted the northern part of Nigeria, they've mounted the western part of Nigeria, that's some part of Abeokuta, Ibadan. They've gone to the north because they said that the north were more powerful than the north. So it was time to get into Benin, and they were like, what do we do? How do we get into Benin? How should we? So boom, the whites, let me just say, the English soldiers, which happens to be the British, went to Benin Kingdom. And mind you, the day they went to Benin Kingdom, they were doing a sacred festival. And that sacred festival, on no account must any visitor come into the community. I mean, on no account, I repeat, must any visitor come into the community. But what happened? The white soldiers didn't answer. They were like, if you tell them that don't go to this place, they won't answer it. So what is in their mind? So they were warned that you can't come to the community. There's actually a sacred festival going on, and no visitor is allowed to come in. They didn't answer. That was how boom, they went inside and he said, we want to see the Oba, we want to see the Oba, we want to see the Oba. And some of them were killed, some managed to escape, and some got injured. So on getting to the colonial master then, I don't even want to know who was the head then. I don't even want to know who was the head then. But when the news reached him, he was very mad. And he was like, oh, so the people of Benin killed my armies. The people of Benin killed my soldiers. I'm going to make sure they pay for this. That was the genesis of the whole problem. That was the genesis of the whole problem. And there were a lot of back and forth. Don't go. So what happened? Days later, the colonial masters invaded Benin Kingdom with a lot of soldiers. With what? A lot of soldiers, a lot of armies with sophisticated weapons. And mind you, the weapons that we Africans were using then was totally different from what the Europeans were using then. Because even the wall the Benin people were building, they didn't use sophisticated technology, and we were building something very tangible. I mean, even the Great Wall, even the Great Pyramid in Egypt, there was sophisticated equipment, machineries. It was just normal human manual labor that they used. They came in with sophisticated weapons, and this was what they used in defeating the Benin people. They killed lots of Benin people. In fact, I think at some points the Oba of Benin then was sent on exile. But let me even tell you the truth, it was even some people in the Benin Kingdom that actually betrayed the Oba and did this. I don't want to mention any family name. In fact, the family's name is very, very popular, but I won't mention any name. It was that family that betrayed the Oba and sent the Oba on exile and boom. It's actually very tragic, but come to think of it, the European soldiers said they wanted to fight back for the death of their armies. They said they wanted to fight back because the people of Benin killed their armies. That was the reason they said they wanted to fight back. But come to think of it, they stole bronze. They stole a lot of artworks. Like Benin has great artworks. Benin has great artworks. So see some of the artworks, this, even this. When they wanted to gain access into the Benin Kingdom, they didn't come through the normal route. They came through that fence, through that wall. So what did they do? They broke it, they destroyed it. So even when they were running away, they still broke some of those walls to escape and so on. I don't even understand what I'm trying to say. So that was what happened. So that Benin wall was something very, 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 very mighty and very big. A lot of people saw that wall as something sacred, something very important, something very, 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 very respected. But the Europeans came and in days, boom, they destroyed it. Something that took the Benin people centuries to build. The Europeans came and they destroyed it in days. They destroyed it in days. And I'm 100% sure the people of Benin will not still forgive the Europeans till today, because if you go to the European Museum in the UK, in France, you will still see lots of artworks, lot of Benin artwork there. We have the Benin arts, the Benin bronze, If apart from Benin, if you go to the European Museum, you still see the Buku artworks, the Ife artworks, you still see a lot of them there. Are you with me? So, in a nutshell, what I'm trying to say is, this Great Wall in China actually existed in Nigeria before, in the 13th century. So it was the British soldiers that destroyed it. Now, come to think of it, I think the wall is still there till today. Sophisticated building equipment, machineries, and other building materials would have been used on it to make it more stronger. I didn't believe it was still there till today. But no, the Europeans destroyed it. Well, that doesn't mean the wall isn't still existing. There are still small pieces of the wall. When you get to Benin today, you still see some part of some part of the wall around. And the people of Benin still communicate to their ancestors through that wall. They believed it was their ancestors that created that wall. So definitely they can speak to their ancestors through the wall. Do you understand? So that was what brought me, that was why I had to talk about the 7 wonders of the world before talking about the Benin Empire, the fallen Benin Empire. But today, if you go back to Benin, Benin is one of the strongest states we have in Nigeria. When I mean strongest states, the youth in Benin are very strong and very rugged. If you go to the eastern part of Nigeria, you can vividly see, oh, the youth there, they are business oriented, right? You can say that about the youth in the eastern part of Nigeria. I mean, the Igbo part, Anambra, Enugu, Imo, we can say they have business orientation, strong. But when you get to Benin, you can see these people are very rugged. Why? When the Europeans went to Benin then to destroy, to fight, and to steal most of that, the people of Benin still fought the Europeans. Despite the fact that the Europeans had sophisticated weapons, the Benin people still went there and fought with them. Of course, some of them died, some of them escaped, even some of the Europeans died. So that's why I said the Benin people are very good. So the Great Wall of China, we also have the Great Wall of Benin. The both of them, in fact, I'll just say there's no difference between two of them, because we actually started before China. I didn't think the Europeans didn't destroy our Great Wall. Trust me, it would be parts. Ours will be parts. In fact, they also cast Nigeria as part of the 7. So that's that about the Great Benin Empire. Or let me just say the fallen Benin Empire. Thank you very much, guys. For those of you that have not subscribed, you've not liked, and you've not shared this video, please also to let the people different to your father, to your mother, to your friends, to your siblings, to your loved one. In fact, send it to your boyfriend. Yeah, send it to him. Send it to your girlfriend soon. And thank me later. We learn every day. Thank you very much, guys. My name remains Honorable. Good luck once again. Stay tuned till I drop my next video.